I hope you had a nice weekend this past weekend. All right. Are we waiting for a few more faces, Luke?
I think we can get started now.
Okay, yeah, great, absolutely. Okay, everyone. So I thought today might be a good time to review everything that we've been learning about storytelling. So some of you have been here most classes since we started talking about this several weeks ago. And we started talking about all different types of storytelling, from the basics of storytelling to the characters and setting, our plot elements, and then, of course, the types of conflict, which we have just been talking about these last few classes. So we've learned a lot of stuff. There's been so much we've talked about over these last few weeks, and I thought today would be a perfect time to start reviewing those things before we continue talking about more things with storytelling. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you all, and we're going to play a bit of a game. All right, so, all right, here we go. So here's my screen here. So as you see, we have our game show, our storytelling review. And there's 4 categories: basics of storytelling, plot elements, setting and characters, and types of conflict. So each of the categories has a few more questions or different games in them about that topic. Okay, so we will choose these different topics. Let's see, I will give everyone a number with our trusty dice, and I'll roll it. And whatever number comes up, if that's your number, you can choose the category, and we will take turns. Okay, and then we'll all work together to come up with the answers for review. Before we get started, let's just all take out a piece of paper and a pen, or something to write on, or type if you'd like to type something you can write answers on, so we can play this game together. Okay? All right, so Ray, you'll be number 1. Ryan, you'll be number 2. Barry, number 3. Esther, number 4. Dylan, number 5. And Amy, you'll be number 6. Okay? Okay, does anyone have any questions before we get started?
No.
No? All right, let's go then. We'll have some fun, and we'll help each other out, and we'll review everything we've been learning about. Okay, so let me roll the dice. Okay, number 4, Esther, pick a category, please.
Setting and characters.
Great, setting and characters, wonderful. So we're going to start with setting and characters. So we have 2 subtopics. So there's 2 things we can go from here. So I'm going to ask someone else. Amy, should we go look at settings first or characters first?
Characters.
All right, let's go. All right, so first we have a game, our character review. So some of you might recognize these games. We've definitely played all of these before. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So we've played these games before, so we're going to play them all together. Oops. Sorry about that. All right. So here is our character quiz show. Okay, so our first question. What character type helps the main character with their goal? All right, we're going to ask everyone. So raise your hand if you think it's villain.
No one raised their hand.
All right, raise your hand if you think it's B, sidekick.
Sidekick. So Ray, Esther, Ryan, Barry, Dylan. Okay.
All right. So the majority said sidekick. Nice job, everyone. All right, let's check out question 2. What type of characters get the least amount of focus? So the least amount of focus in the story. Major characters, supporting characters, or minor characters. The least amount of focus. Raise your hand if you think it is major characters.
No one.
Okay. How about supporting characters?
No one.
All right. So is everyone saying minor characters?
Yes.
All right, let's check it out. Nice job, everyone. Yes, minor characters get the least amount of focus. Minor means small. All right, nice job. Question 3. Which character usually has negative traits? What kinds of characters? Villain, hero, or sidekick? Raise your hand if you say villain.
Do you know? Oh, Ray raised his hand.
All right, Ray.
Yeah.
And okay. How does anyone think it's hero?
Hero B. Raise your hand if you think it's hero. No.
No one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about sidekick? Raise your hand if you think it is sidekick.
Sidekick. Esther, Barry, Dylan.
Okay.
I don't think they know the word negative.
All right, so negative is, we'll do a little quick review on the word negative. Negative means it's not good. So usually that means it's bad. An example of a negative trait would be mean, cruel, unfriendly, things like that. Not very nice. Someone that makes you feel upset or angry. So negative traits, no good. All right. So what kind of characters have negative traits or usually have negative traits where you say, oh, I don't really like that character very much. All right. So we'll go through again one more time because I don't think everyone voted. All right, so raise your hand if you think it's villain.
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone, yes. All right, so that's, yes, the word negative means no good. Nice job, everyone. So yeah, usually our villains don't really love them. They're kind of mean. Okay. Which character usually causes conflict for the main character? They cause problems for our main character. Is it minor characters, villain, or the sidekick? Which character usually causes conflict for the main characters? Okay, raise your hand if you think it is the minor characters.
No one.
All right, raise your hand if you think it's the villain.
Okay, everyone.
Everyone, all right, and no one says sidekick? Nice job, yes. With their negative traits, they usually cause some problems for the main characters. All right. Which type of character is the main character of the story? The hero? Is it minor characters or villain? The main character. Which, raise your hand if you think it is hero.
Yeah, everyone.
All right, let's check it out. Yes, nice job, everyone. The hero is usually the main character. All right, let's see. Question 6. Which is a specific example of a supporting character? So which of these is a supporting character? Villain, hero, or sidekick? Raise your hand if you think it is villain.
No one.
Okay, raise your hand if you think it's hero.
No one.
All right, raise your hand if you think it's sidekick. Let's see everyone.
Yes.
All right, just making sure. All right, nice job, everyone. Yes, the sidekick is a good example of a supporting character. All right, a round character has many traits, 0 traits, or 1 trait. So it's really testing our memory. Raise your hand if you say it's many traits.
2, 3, 4. Dylan, Ryan, Barry, Esther.
All right. Raise your hand if you say 0 traits.
No.
Does anyone say 1 trait?
1 trait. Ray.
All right. So the majority said many. So we're going to click this one. And you, whoever said many would be correct. So round means that there's a lot happening. They seem like a person we might see in everyday life. They have many traits. They're very complicated or complex characters, okay? All right, so the opposite, a flat character has 100 traits, 1 or 2 traits, or 20 traits. So remember, flat characters are the opposite of round characters. Okay, so raise your hand if you think it is 100 traits.
No one.
No one. All right, how about 1 or 2 traits?
Everyone.
All right, yes, you would be correct. So yes, round characters are usually the main characters or villains. We see a lot about them. We know a lot of pieces of them. Flat character are more like our minor characters. They don't really have many traits. We might know 1 or 2 things about them, but not much. Okay. Which kind of character does not change during the story? Also testing our memory. They do not change. They stay the same. Is it dynamic, round, or static? Okay, raise your hand if you think it's a dynamic character.
No.
Okay, how about round?
No.
All right, does that mean static? Let's check it out. Yes, static characters do not change during the story. Okay, which kind of character changes throughout the story? Dynamic, static, or flat? Raise your hand if you think it's dynamic.
Everyone.
All right. Nice job. Yes, dynamic characters change throughout the story. Nice job, everyone. 10 out of 10. Great job. That's a lot to remember. That was quite a bit ago we talked about static characters and round and flat characters. Okay, great job. All right. And at any point, just as always, if you have any questions or want to review something one more time, just ask, okay? All right, so we did our character review. Awesome. Now let's check out our settings. Okay, so this is when we'll need our paper. Okay, so what is setting? So this is answer A, answer B, answer C. Is setting A the category a story falls into? B, the time and or location a story takes place? Or C, the conversation between two or more characters? Okay, so what is setting? So write down what you say, A, B, or C, and then we'll share, okay? All right, so if you said it was A, the category the story falls into, you can raise your hand or give a wave.
No.
No one? All right, who says B, the time and or location a story takes place?
Barry, Ray, Esther, everyone.
Everyone, all right, let's take a look. Correct, yes, the setting is the time and or location a story takes place. Nice job, everyone. You can give yourselves a point for that. All right, let's look at our next question. All right. What are two things that inform the audience about the setting? Okay, is it A, why and when the story is happening? Who and why the story is happening? Where and when the story is happening? Or how and what is about the story? So what are the two things that we think about setting and what helps us understand the setting? Okay. Who says A, why and when?
No one.
Okay, B, who and why?
No.
No. How about C, where and when?
Everyone.
All right, yes, correct. It is where and when the story is happening. All right, nice job. Whoops. 1 second here. I had another question for you all, but it wasn't popping up for some reason. That's okay. All right. Who could give an example of what it means about where the story takes place? What is an example of where a story might take place? Let's see, let me roll my dice. Barry, what is an example of where a story takes place?
In Snack Attack, uh, the story is happen in a station.
Wonderful job. Yes. In Snack Attack, it happens in a train station. Wonderful. Excellent example, Barry. Okay. Who can give an example of when a story takes place? Let's see. Dylan, can you give an example? About the when a story takes place?
第一人打开麦克风。When?
Time.
Time is time. And could you give an example?
Mm, It's time to bed.
Yeah, Bridget, could you tell Dylan a story so that he can use this story as his example?
Sure. So let me think of a story. So this afternoon, I went to the store and I was going to buy some peaches and I tripped in the store. And even though I fell, I got up. I was able to find my peaches and I left. So what was the time of day in that story, Dylan?
Afternoon.
Yes, great job. The afternoon. Time can be a huge piece of stories and parts of when they are important. All right, good to remember it. Okay. Let's choose another category. So we did our settings and characters. Nice job again, everyone. All right, so I'm going to roll the dice. Someone to pick our next category. Ray, will you pick another category, please?
Plot elements.
All right, plot elements, perfect. All right, Ryan, can you pick a subcategory? So we can do name what you see or vocabulary.
Name what you see.
All right, wonderful. Let's check it out. Okay, so name the plot element based on the above chart. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so here's our answer 1 for here, answer 2 for here, and so forth. All right. Let's see. I'm going to roll the dice to ask what someone put for number 1 or what that plot element is, okay? Let me roll it. Okay, Esther, what is plot element number 1?
Introduction.
Okay, Esther says it is introduction. Raise your hand if you agree with Esther. Do we all agree it's introduction?
Yes, yes.
All right, let's check it out. Introduction. Yes, of course, it's the introduction. Our bonus question, what does the introduction of the story do? All right, let me roll my dice again. Ray, what does the introduction of the story do?
Introduction let us know how will the story goes on.
Yes, so say that one more time, actually, Ray.
Introduction let us know that how will the story goes on.
Yes, wonderful. How will the story go on? It kind of gives us some ideas of what's to come, yes? So the introduction introduces characters, so we know who we are going to be within the story, who they are. Introduces the setting. So again, just like you said, Ray, kind of shows us a little bit about what's going to happen based on the setting. And it shows key conflict that needs to be resolved at the end of the story. So it starts to introduce what might be happening. Okay, nice job. All right. Okay, let's take a look at our number 2. I'm going to roll the dice. Okay, Ryan. What is our second plot element?
Rising action.
Yes, rising action. Okay, raise your hand if you agree with Ryan.
Yes, everyone.
All right, let's take a look. Yes, rising action. Nice job. Okay, and what does the rising action do? What happens with the rising action? Dylan, what happens?
The story had to begin.
Say it one more time, Dylan.
The story is start.
A story is starting. Yes, so that's when the story it's just after the introduction, and the conflicts are starting to begin. So there's tension in the story, and that's when us as the audience, we really start to get interested in what's happening. So this introduction shows us the characters, the setting, kind of gives us an idea of what is about to happen. And the rising action is when things start to happen, when those characters face those conflicts, when things start to get a bit more interesting. Great job. All right. Number 3. Okay, let's roll the dice. Barry, what is our third plot element?
Climax.
All right, climax. Let's see, raise your hand if you're agreeing with Barry. The third plot element is climax.
Everyone.
All right, let's check it out. Yes, nice job. Okay, and what is the climax in a story? What happens there? Amy, what happens during the climax of a story?
Maybe it's a fight or it have some trouble. They need to suggest it. No suggest. They need to solve it.
Yes, wonderful. Those are 2 wonderful examples. So the climax is the most exciting, intense, or important part of a story. And some great examples are characters are in a fight or face some major issue that they need to face. Nice job. So it affects what happens. It affects the whole story. Great job. Yes, fights. Wonderful example. All right, nice job. All right. Let's see. Number 4. Ray. What is number 4's plot element?
It is falling action.
Nice job. Falling action. Okay. Yeah, so our falling action comes after the climax. And what is the falling action? What happens at that point of the story? Ryan, what happens during the falling action?
The character begin to solve the problems.
Nice job. Yes, the characters begin to solve their problems or conflicts, any tensions or any major stress that was going on during the climax starts to relax. People in the story, characters in the story aren't as tense about whatever the conflict is. They begin to make a plan to solve those problems of theirs. All right, nice job. All right, and our last plot element. All right, let's see. Amy, do you remember what the last plot element is?
Final.
Yes, the final. Do you remember the word we used for it?
I don't think she joined the Earth then. So
Okay,
yeah.
I couldn't quite remember, so that's totally fine. Let's see, Esther, do you remember?
Resolution.
Resolution, yes. So, and just like Amy mentioned, it is the final piece. It's the last thing that happens in our story. Nice job. Barry, what is the resolution?
All conflict resolved.
Nice job. Yes, all of the conflicts resolved and the journey of the characters has been completed. The reader or audience, listener, viewer has an understanding of how the story ended. There's some sort of finish or conclusion. Okay, nice job. Nice memory, everyone. Great job. I know we spent a lot of time on plot elements and you remembered it all wonderfully. Great. Okay, next let's dive into our vocabulary. So we have our plot elements, vocabulary. Let me switch my screen for you all. Oops. Okay, here we go. All right, here we are. All right, so this is our game. Some of you may remember it. All right, so we're going to fill in the blanks here. So the blank is at the start of the story. So here are our three options: conflict, introduction, or introduces. Esther, which one fills in the blank?
Introduction.
Yes, introduction is at the start of the story. Nice job. It blanks the setting, characters, and shows the key blank that needs to be resolved. Okay, Ray, what is the second word here?
Wait a second.
Sure.
This is introduces.
Yes, it introduces the setting, characters, and shows key conflict. That's our last one. That needs to be resolved. Okay, let's check that out. All right, nice job, nice job. Okay, so here's the next one. The blank happens after an important event. Dylan, what do you think is this? What fills in these two blanks?
Dylan 先开麦克风。
Rising action.
All right, let's fill that in. The rising action happens after an important event. It builds blank in the story and creates blank. All right, Barry, will you fill in this last sentence?
It builds tension in the story and creates interest.
All right, let's put those in and let's submit these answers. All right, nice job, Dylan and Barry. All right, on to our next one. The blank is the most blank, exciting, or important part of the blank. Okay, Amy, do you remember?
Sorry, my screen is delayed.
That's okay. We can come back to you.
I can see the next.
It's okay. We'll come back to her.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Esther, how about you? Can you fill in these blanks?
Climax.
All right, the climax is the most Ryan, can you fill in this blank?
Is the most intense.
Is the most intense, exciting, or important part of our last blank is story. Let's check it out. All right, nice job. Okay, let's go on to this next one. The blank is when characters begin to blank their conflicts. Ray, can you fill in those blanks, please?
The following action is when characters begin to resolve their conflicts.
All right, let's fill those in. And then this last one too. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I just want to read the sentence.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, the tension from the climax begins to relax.
Wonderful. All right, let's check it out. Nice job, Ray. Thank you. All right, and our last one. Barry, can you fill in this first sentence?
The resolution completes the story.
Nice job. And Ryan, can you fill in this next one?
Any conflicts have been solved and the character's journey has ended.
All right, let's check those off. All right, nice job, everyone. Nice remembering. Great job. All right. I'll bring my screen back so you can see our game. Okay. All right, great job. Again, nice remembering, everyone. All right, so we have done 2 of our 4 categories. We finished plot elements and settings and characters. So great job. All right, let me roll the dice to see which category we're going to talk about next. Either basics of storytelling, that was way long ago, or types of conflicts. Okay, Dylan, which do you think we should do next? Basics of storytelling?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, and for our subcategory, Barry, will you choose the 5 W's of storytelling or vocabulary?
Vocabulary.
All right, vocabulary, which brings us to another game. All right, I will share my screen again once more. Okay. Sorry, I call.
Yeah, it happens recently. I don't know why.
Yeah, I all of a sudden went to go share my screen and I was off the call.
I think
okay.
nobody kicked you out. That's Skype's issue. Yeah.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. All right. So, storytelling basics review. Okay, so this was a while back. So let's work together on this a little bit. Some of you were with us for these concepts. Some of you may have not have been. Either way, it's good to review it. And this will help us also understand more of what we've talked about lately with conflict and are continuing to talk about storytelling. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at each of these. And let's find the matching word for them. All right. So our first definition is how fast or slow a story is told. All right. Does anyone have an idea? Let's see. I'm curious. Raise your hand if you have a guess on what word matches this definition.
You say, who wants to answer the first one? Okay, could you ask someone to answer the question? Okay.
Sure. Let's see. Barry, do you have a guess on which word matches how fast or slow story is told?
Placing.
Pacing. All right, let's put that there. Nice job. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. The category a story falls into. Dylan, do you have a guess for that?
Title.
Title. All right, let's put that there for now. Okay, the time and or location of when a story takes place. Amy, do you have a guess for that?
No, what's the meaning? Sorry, can you tell me again
Yes.
the question?
Yes. Do you remember what the time and or location of when a story takes place? We talked about it a little bit ago.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Esther, can you help Amy out?
Setting.
Setting. All right, let's put that there. Okay. This one's a little bit tricky. So the act of telling a story. The act of telling a story. Does anyone, Ray, do you remember what this might be?
I think it is narration.
All right, let's put this one here. Nice job. Okay. The most intense, exciting, or important point of a story. Ryan, what do you think?
Climax.
All right, so let's put that there. Nice job. Okay. The events that tell a story from start to finish. Esther, what do you think?
Genre.
Okay. All right. The subjects of a story. Let's see. The subjects of the story or who the story is about, I'll add. Dylan, what do you think?
Genre.
Say that one more time, Dylan.
Genre.
Take a look at these words over here. The subjects of a story or who the story is about. And these are the ones we have left. Characters, dialogue, conflict, or plot.
Plot.
All right. Let's check that one out. All right. Conversation between two or more characters in a story. Ray, what do you think?
It's dialogue.
All right. Dialogue. Okay, a problem that the character faces. Esther, what do you think?
Conflict.
Conflict. Okay. And the name given to a story. Does characters match this one? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you think this characters matches this. Anyone? All right, so no, characters doesn't quite match this one down here. So let's do a little thinking, okay? So the name given to a story. So one of these is the name given to a story. For example, the name of the video we've been watching is Snack Attack. So what's another word for a name given to a story? Ray, do you remember?
It is title.
Title. Okay, so let's switch these around a little bit. So title goes down here. Okay, so the category a story falls in.
So, waiting for Ray. 老师在等你的问题解答吗？还是怎样？
我该讲了。
你刚刚讲什么？
Title 是我说的。
哦，不知道，老师都被踢出去。
It happened again.
I think Skype wants to kick out the person who talk too much.
I guess so. I guess so. All right. Well, we'll pause there anyway. Since we're almost done. Okay. Well, you know what? We will continue talking and learning about this next class. Okay?
Okay. To be honest, I think they did a good job because that's a long time ago.
I agree 100%. Yes, this was a couple weeks ago. So
Oh, I have to say something for Amy. So Amy didn't see the contents, and that's why she had trouble answering your question. She didn't see anything, and so she didn't know what to say. Yeah.
that's okay. No problem, Amy. You did a great job. You know, especially if you couldn't see, so that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We all benefit from a review lesson.
Yes, yeah. It's important to review, and we'll continue our review next class.
Okay, thank you. So students, please unmute your microphone and say thank you, teacher Bridget.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher
Thank
Bridget.
you.
Thank
Okay,
you
we'll see
all.
you Thursday night or Friday morning. Bye-bye.
Yes, I'll see you on Friday. All right, bye-bye. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.